Here's how I went from looking like this to looking like this. And if you're a girly who's looking to lose weight like I did, then here's your step-by-step game plan. The first thing is you're going to need to create a calorie deficit. To do this, go to a TDEE calculator and figure out how many calories you're burning throughout the day. From there, don't jump straight in and decrease your daily calories by 700. You need to decrease your calories by only 100 or 200 every week or every other week. If you decrease your calories by too much too quickly, you're essentially starving yourself and you're going to be way more likely to relapse and binge on something that you know you shouldn't be eating. I'm looking at you, Midnight McDonald's runs. The second step to losing weight is getting solid sleep. At least 7 or 8 quality hours of sleep per night. If you're not getting enough sleep, then your ghrelin levels will increase. Ghrelin is your hunger hormone, so you're going to be more hungry throughout the day and more likely to binge on something. And your leptin will decrease. Leptin is your fullness hormone, so you'll be less full throughout the day and be craving more food. Also, if you're not getting enough sleep, that's going to impair your decision making, which is another thing that we don't want when you're trying to make good food choices and lose weight. The third step is to build muscle. Muscle requires way more energy from your body to maintain, so if you're building muscle, then your bodies will be burning more calories at rest. And for my ladies here, you're not gonna get bulky. Trust me, I've tried. It's just not gonna happen. You're not gonna pick up a weight and become a Hulk. So don't even be concerned about that and just focus on building muscle. The next step is to focus on eating protein. Ideally, you want to aim for about 30 grams every meal. You want to ideally be eating roughly a gram per pound of body weight. So for me, I weigh about 150 pounds, so I aim to get 150 grams of protein. And even if you don't get that every single day, that's still going to be better than if you're not focusing on it at all. Another thing about protein is that it'll make you feel fuller for longer since it's the most satiating macronutrient. I highly recommend that you eat 30 grams of protein within the first 30 minutes to an hour of waking up because that's going to make you feel fuller for so much longer than if you're just eating something with empty calories. And if you're serious about this, then I recommend getting a food scale to track everything that you're eating. And if you do end up getting a food scale, I would recommend starting off making a lot simpler meals when you're just starting out so that they're easier to track. It's going to be a lot easier to track, some chicken, rice, whatever, but some vegetables rather than a chicken Alfredo or something that you ate out. Which brings me to my next point, which is to limit eating out to meaningful events. And what I'm talking about is a lack of planning. And when you forget what to eat, you don't plan what to eat. And so you just say, oh, I'm going to just order in. I'm going to order food from out. It's so hard to track food from restaurants, and a lot of times they're using oils, they're cooking with things that are really high calorie. So limit eating out to genuinely meaningful events like a friend's birthday or going out with your friends, going out for an anniversary, rather than just impulsively ordering something from a restaurant. And the same goes for alcohol. Please limit alcohol to special events because if you're going out and drinking every single weekend, that will impair your weight loss goals. Okay, now for the last step, and I kind of saved the secret sauce till the end. I consider it the secret sauce because this is something that has really helped me lose weight. I can't even tell you. I noticed this whenever I moved from Chicago to Florence. So much more walking. In the US, we drive everywhere. The public transport is so bad. So coming from a culture where you have to drive everywhere to a country where you have to walk everywhere, I noticed within the first week or two, I was dropping weight like that. My final tip is to become a more active person overall. This is the most important thing. You want to aim for 10,000 steps a day. And if you're not doing that, just add 1,500 onto whatever you're doing every single week or every other week until you get to 10,000. The reason why this is important is because of a little thing called NEAT, which stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which is just fancy wording for all of the activities that you do that don't include structured exercise. So everything outside of the gym, it could be cleaning, it could be mowing the lawn, it could be just walking, that all counts as NEAT. Now, I recommend walking for increasing your NEAT because it's something that's trackable and it's something that's easily accessible. But in reality, you can do this by just becoming a more active person and moving in general. This is a great way to burn a few hundred more calories per day without having to rest, without getting really sweaty, or without having to reschedule your entire day. So that's everything, and if that seems like a lot and you're interested in more help, then I do offer coaching in my bio. So if you're interested in that, then that's available.